This is how Kendrick Lamar's new album changed everything and blew up the music industry, or should we say, is blowing up the industry. After the Pulitzer-winning rapper's beef with Drake in 2024, the world started holding its breath for Kendrick Lamar's next move, and boy, did he deliver. Just when the buzz around his upcoming Super Bowl performance hit a fever pitch, Kendrick dropped his latest album, GNX, like a bombshell. No buildup, no countdown, just pure shock value. Classic K-Dot, right? This isn't just another project, it's a seismic shift in hip-hop, a wake-up call to the entire industry. With GNX, Kendrick isn't just reminding us why he's the undisputed MVP of 2024, he's flipping the script on what it means to be a hip-hop artist today. This album isn't just about bars and beats, it's a cultural reset, a redefining moment that will have the entire rap game scrambling to keep up. Let's break down what that means. Kendrick's album, GNX, is arguably the year's most anticipated album. The brand new project packs 12 meticulously crafted tracks that no one saw coming, but even though the runtime of the whole album is just 44 minutes, it's still way too early to decipher and understand everything about this body of work. If you know Kendrick, you know the music is never what it seems. Just when you think you've cracked the message in his songs, there's another layer of meaning waiting to blow your mind. One thing is crystal clear though. GNX is stacked with greatness. Every single track feels like a masterpiece in the making. This isn't just an album. It's Kendrick cementing his throne as the undisputed leader of the genre and the hottest MC in hip-hop right now. There's an undeniable aura around this record, almost like it's his victory lap after the massive year he's had. Even with all the chaos, from his publicized beef with Drake to the ongoing turbulence in the hip-hop world, this album reminds us who's really on top, and spoiler alert, it's him. But this album is not just about flexing. GNX doubles as a wake-up call to the entire genre. Kendrick seems to be sending a message to every talent in the game saying, enough of the gimmicks. It's time to get serious about the craft and stop doing all this ridiculous clickbait that has made hip-hop lose its essence. And the album doesn't just address the younger crowd. Kendrick goes for the jugular of hip-hop legends who've been sneak dissing him from the sidelines. His message is loud and unapologetic. Pick a side and stay there. No in-betweens. It's no secret that Kendrick's upcoming Super Bowl headlining gig stirred up whispers and side-eyes across the industry. Word on the street is that some big-name rappers and industry insiders aren't too happy about it, with many reportedly shading Kendrick in favor of Lil Wayne for the spot. This public display of jealousy and bitterness didn't go unnoticed, and it seems to have lit a fire under Kendrick. If there's one thing we've learned, it's that K-Dot doesn't take disrespect lightly, at least not anymore. He wasn't about to let the envy of his peers dampen the momentum he'd worked tirelessly to build. Instead, he turned it into fuel, and out came GNX, a project that makes it clear Kendrick didn't come to play. On this album, Kendrick went all in, throwing sharp jabs at the rap game and the so-called gatekeepers of the industry. At the same time, GNX is a love letter to the West Coast, a celebration of his roots and his people. It's a reminder of the unity and pride he's always championed, like we saw at the Pop-Out concert just months ago. Kendrick dug deep into his hometown scene, featuring an impressive roster of OG West Coast MCs. But here's the twist. These aren't your chart toppers or social media darlings. They're raw, authentic, and handpicked for their skills, not their star power. For many of them, this is the opportunity of a lifetime. A feature on a Kendrick album is the kind of platform that can change careers overnight, and they came through swinging. Fans and critics alike are applauding Kendrick for keeping it real. Let's be honest, it's rare in today's rap game to see an album not padded with heavyweights for easy chart dominance, and this says a lot about what Kendrick is trying to accomplish. Just look at Drake's latest project. It's packed with big names to maximize streams. But Kendrick? He took a different route. He didn't need any flashy features or industry cosigns. Why would he? He is the biggest name in hip-hop right now. Instead, K. Dot used his platform to uplift his community, showcasing the talent of rappers from his home turf. This isn't just an album, it's Kendrick paying homage to the people who stood by him when the industry turned its back. It's a message of loyalty, respect, and giving back to the roots that made him who he is. Even though GNX doesn't boast any A-list guest features, the chaos this album is about to unleash on hip-hop is bound to be legendary. If Kendrick's insane 2024 run has taught us anything, it's that you should never, ever underestimate his reach or star power. His followers? Absolutely unmatched. Just like you, we can tell this album is destined to dominate every major chart for the rest of the year, and probably well into the next. Every one of the 12 tracks on GNX feels like a world of its own, brimming with layers that demand a deep dive. Now, let's talk about what makes this album feel so different. If you've been following Kendrick's journey, you'll notice that most of his previous projects have this profound, almost philosophical tone. They hit you right in the soul and leave you pondering life itself. But GNX is on a whole different wave. This one's got a completely different energy. There's an unmistakable air of vengeance and raw determination that courses through every track. It's as if Kendrick came into the studio with a mission to silence every doubter, hater, and sneak-dissing rival. And let's be real, this is a version of Kendrick we haven't seen in years. He's aggressive, unapologetic, and completely in his bag. The energy on GNX is electric, but what's even crazier is how Kendrick pairs that raw aggression with his flawless pen game. Every verse is ferocious yet polished, a perfect balance of fire and finesse. It's the kind of storytelling and technical mastery that only Kendrick can pull off. This album isn't just a collection of songs, it's a statement, a warning shot to anyone daring enough to throw shade his way. The message is crystal clear. The king is not stepping down anytime soon, and if you're brave enough to challenge him, you better be ready to get burned. Even though he has been celebrated greatly for his exploits this year, especially how he wiped the floor with the biggest rival that has ever come at him, Kendrick knows there's still so much he can achieve as a leader in this genre, and that's exactly what he's aiming for. What's even more intriguing is the way Kendrick structured the album. Each track feels like it's part of something bigger, almost like this album is setting the stage for a sequel, or maybe even a trilogy. It's gritty, unpredictable, and bursting with surprises. Sure, all of Kendrick's projects have that unpredictable edge, but GNX takes it to a whole new level. This feels like the culmination of everything he's been building toward, and yet, somehow, it also feels like the start of an entirely new chapter. Kendrick Lamar is clearly operating at peak form right now, both as a master storyteller and his genius ability to conceptualize his message. Every word on GNX feels deliberate, like it's part of a larger puzzle that only Kendrick can piece together. But what truly makes this era of K. Dot so captivating is the persona he's been rocking all year. The savage, no-holds-barred energy he's exuded has turned everything he touches into gold, and this album is no exception. Every single track is laced with his aggressive swagger, making it impossible not to feel the heat. Take the highly anticipated Broccoli snippet, which has been teased all summer. Fans had been counting down the days to hear the full version, and Kendrick delivered, but with a twist. Now titled Squabble Up, the track lives up to all the hype and then some. You can't have Squabble Up playing in your speakers and not bop your shoulders as Kendrick's razor-sharp bars slice through the incredible production. It's raw, it's unfiltered, and it's an instant classic. Another standout moment we've noticed so far? The infectious traditional Cali bounce on Hey Now. This track is Kendrick flexing his insane versatility, switching up his flow like it's nothing. And then there's that verse where he said, "The black knows I just strangled me a goat." Yeah, you heard that right. Fans are already losing it over the audacity of this verse, and you know exactly who he's talking about. But the album is not all high-octane energy. True to his roots, Kendrick takes a moment to slow things down with a few deeply introspective tracks. These cuts showcase the emotional vulnerability that fans have come to love and expect from him. In these quieter moments, Kendrick opens up about his personal growth and even sheds light on the inspiration behind the fierce persona he's been channeling all year. It's a rare glimpse into the man behind the bravado, a balance only Kendrick can strike. Another takeaway from this album is that Kendrick took the ruthlessness he displayed on tracks like That and Not Like Us to a whole new level, which says a lot. One thing Kendrick was making crystal clear is that whether you're a heavyweight or a lightweight in the rap game, you do not want to be on his bad side. Kendrick's run this year isn't just impressive, it's GOAT status. His dominance feels like a throwback to the days of prime Tupac or 50 Cent in 2003, an unstoppable force shaking up the entire genre. And just like those legends, Kendrick has mastered the art of turning diss tracks into undeniable anthems. And let's not forget the stats to back it up. Not Like Us alone secured 7 Grammy nominations, even though it was essentially a Drake diss. In the grand scheme of things, hip-hop has always been more than music. It's a full-contact sport built on lyrical artistry and raw competition. The DNA of the genre is hardwired for battles, no matter how much today's rappers shy away from going head-to-head. Let's be real, hip-hop was electrifying when Tupac and Biggie were throwing shots, and it was just as intense when Kendrick squared off with Drake. To dominate, you have to step into the ring, knock out a heavyweight, and prove you're the real deal. And in 2024, Kendrick's been doing exactly that. With GNX, he's showing that the fire inside him is still blazing, hotter than ever. When you take a deep dive into Kendrick's discography, one thing becomes crystal clear. Every album he's ever dropped has shattered ceilings and rewritten the rules. And GNX, it's set to do the same, no question. Kendrick isn't just reminding the rap game of what it means to be a great MC. He's showing the new generation that you can be a lyrical powerhouse and have the guts to take shots at your peers if they're slipping. Hip-hop isn't for the faint-hearted, and Kendrick is out here reviving the cutthroat energy the genre was built on. The truth? Rap's been getting way too comfortable, and Kendrick's here to shake the whole table. But Kendrick's not just taking aim at his contemporaries for the fun of it. There's a bigger picture behind GNX. This album is Kendrick setting a new gold standard for hip-hop, pushing rappers to return to the gritty fundamentals that made the genre iconic. In Kendrick's eyes, it's not enough to have skills with the pen. You've got to be just as competitive and ruthless to truly stand out. And if there's one track that sums up this mission on this latest album, it's Waxed Out Murals. This song is going to rock the industry. Kendrick doesn't just call out the new wave of rappers. He sends a direct warning to the legends. The ones who, let's be honest, have been murmuring behind closed doors, accusing Kendrick of stealing Lil Wayne's chance to headline the Super Bowl in his hometown. On Waxed Out Murals, Kendrick doesn't just clap back, he declares war. He's not here to make friends or to explain himself. He's here to remind everyone that he's not some new kid trying to earn his stripes. Kendrick is the king, freshly crowned and ready to defend his throne. It's hard to believe we'd ever see Kendrick Lamar lean into chaos as fiercely as he has with GNX. But it's obvious. He's stirring the pot on purpose, lighting a fire under hip-hop to reignite the genre's competitive edge. Kendrick is poking the beehive, and the reaction is going to set the industry ablaze in the coming weeks. The controversy surrounding Waxed Out Murals alone is about to dominate headlines, with everyone scrambling to weigh in on its implications. And while there's still so much to unpack from this 44-minute masterpiece, one thing is already clear. GNX will go down as the album that brought back the raw energy and rivalry hip-hop was built on. This record is a throwback to an era when rap battles weren't just expected, they were celebrated. Kendrick has captured that spirit, giving the genre a nostalgic jolt that feels rare among today's new school artists. In a time when so many rappers are coasting on vibes instead of bars, Kendrick stands as a beacon of what real hip-hop should be. What he's achieved this year alone is monumental, but instead of resting on his laurels, Kendrick is doubling down. His competitive drive is at an all-time high, and honestly, It's hard to imagine anyone, whether they're a seasoned legend or a rising star, coming at him and walking away victorious. Now, we want to hear from you. If you've already given this album a listen, what are your initial thoughts? Which tracks have made it onto your playlist? And what do you think about the overall vibe of GNX? And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe for more videos like this.